Okay, so as most, sorry. How do you get it to go bigger?
Bottom corner, there's like a little screen.
Here we go. Okay, so as most college students, I'm planning a vacation with a group of my peers to go on spring break. And during this, we researched renting a car, and we found out that we have a problem. None of us are over the age of 25, therefore we can't rent a car. That might not seem like a problem to you, but what if you don't have a car and you want to go home and visit your family over a college break, or say you do have a car but it breaks down and needs to go to the shop for a couple days for some reason, then that might become a problem to you. So as you can see, it's important to discuss lowering this age of being able to rent a car. And as a girl who would really like to go on spring break, I've done a lot of research on renting a car, and I feel that I'm thoroughly informed. So today we're going to talk about the problems with the age restrictions on renting a car. Then we're going to talk about some viable solutions, and then ways that you can get involved and help make these solutions a reality. So as I mentioned, there are problems with the age restriction for renting a car. As of right now, it's 25 and up, but recently some companies have been pushing more towards allowing 21 to 24-year-old, the range of age, also rent a car. M. Feltner for smartertravel.com lists Advantage, Avis, Budget, Enterprise, Hertz, and Hertz as some of the participating companies. Now, with this comes restrictions as well. Under the tab Age Restrictions and Surcharges on the website for budget.com, it states that 21 through 24-year-olds can only rent economy, compact, intermediate, standard, full-size, or premium cars, or an intermediate or standard SUV. So this means luxury cars such as names like Lexus and Mercedes, those are totally off limits. And then along with these restrictions comes some certain fees. On the same page, as I just mentioned, budget.com also states that fees of about $30 per day accompany the normal charges when you are in the age range of 21 through 24. In addition to that, the ages of 18 to 21 are still almost untouchable and off limits. Now with this, my solution would be to just across the board lower the age to the 18 instead of 25 and do away with all the associated fees. M. Feltner of smartertraveler.com, who I previously mentioned, also points out in her piece that as of 18, we are adults. We're allowed to vote, gamble, pay taxes, and even go to war. So why can we not simply borrow a car? Lisa Fishner, a freelance writer for USA Today who specializes in travel and renting cars, wrote an article that mentioned some companies do rent to 18 to 21-year-olds. However, they have to be part of the military or part of the government. But what makes them better drivers than us? Recently, Michigan and New York are two of the only states that have begun allowing 18 to 21-year-olds to rent cars as kind of like a trial and error and see how that goes. Now, with that being said, renting a car, you also have the option of purchasing an insurance policy with it. So, and that would cover people the same way from 25 and up, and it would work the same way from 18 to 24 as well. If you get in a crash, it would help cover the cost, and if you don't have insurance, you still have to pay for it, just like you would if you were 25 and up. Now, at the age of 18, most people have about 2 years of experience under their belt, so it wouldn't be just like handing a borrowed car to a newbie and saying, here you go, good luck. With that being said, even though you can get your license at 16, you are still a minor and you cannot legally sign a document, meaning they should not drop the age below 18 to 16 because you couldn't legally sign for the car yourself. The biggest argument for keeping the age requirement for 25 is that your prefrontal cortex is not fully developed until you are about the age of 25. My Introduction to Psychology textbook provides a whole chapter on this development. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for planning and reasoning and just all around keeping you rational. Now, prior to that development, people say that you could be more irrational, more impulsive, and some people say that could possibly lead to more crashes, and that's why they want to keep the age limit of 25. However, the census in 2012 conducted by the United States government from census.gov states that only 11.3% of all crashes were involving a driver between the ages of 18 and 21. This leaves 88.7% of crashes to drivers with fully developed prefrontal cortexes. Now that you can see we have a problem and a solution, how can you get involved? One of the simplest ways you can get involved is to protest. Simply don't rent cars from companies that have these outrageous fees and restrictions with them, and that goes for your parents as well when they decide to rent a car for, say, a business trip or something. And then if you find yourself really passionate on this topic, then you can take the facts that I provided you today to your local legislation to help fight for this and get a change. You all can make a difference, and I know you can. So now you can see it is very clear that we need to take a serious moment and discuss lowering the age of renting a car. And today I provided you with that problems based on the current age, and then I've given you a viable solution, and I've also given you ways that you guys can get involved in your community. Thank you for your time.